This next part of the show is my favorite. We go down to the restaurant and we see what Marcy and Joey are cooking today.
Y'all come on in, sit wherever you want.
Well, it's rare when you find a restaurant these days that makes everything from scratch. But here at MarcyJo's, we take pride, and that's exactly what we do.
Yep.
What are we making today, Marcy?
Today we're making our homemade wheat bread, which is really popular because we make our French toast. We put our sandwiches on it. So it's pretty much a staple here.
It sure is. Well, let's go ahead and get started because this is a bit of a process. But we're going to start here. I've melted some butter, some water, our salt, and some brown sugar. And that brown sugar is really what makes the whole wheat toast really sweet. So we're going to go ahead and pour this in to our flour and our yeast. Now, you want to make sure that this isn't too hot. You want to reach about 120 degrees.
Yeah, 120 or 125 would be good.
That way, if you get it too hot, you're going to kill your yeast. But if you don't get it hot enough, then you're not going to activate your yeast so that your bread will rise nicely. So you're going to mix this really good. If you have a power mixer or electric blender or whatever, you can go ahead and use that to save your arm a little bit because this does get a little tiresome by the time you add the rest of your flour in to make your dough nice and thick. So I put in here just the regular white flour, 4 cups. Then I'm going to add, go ahead and Marcy.
Yeah.
Add 4 cups of your whole wheat flour.
I'm just going to do that a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
That way, no.
All right. Go ahead and grab some more in there. Marcy, remember when we first opened here though? And we started making this bread? It was in January that we opened. And this old building has very little insulation.
Yeah, no insulation whatsoever. It was freezing. We wore Carhartts to the
open
kitchen.
up.
Yeah, because it was so cold.
But what we would do is we would make the bread at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd get here and start making the bread. And then once we'd let it rise, I'd bring it out here and put it under the wood-burning stove so that it would really have a chance to rise because that kitchen was
cold, yeah. And people got the biggest kick out of seeing the bread rising underneath the wood-burning stove.
Not only that, but it smelled so good.
Yeah.
They walked through that door and they could smell that yeast, and oh, it was just so good. So you're going to mix this really good. Then you're going to just grease a bowl and put this in there after you've mixed it really nice. Actually, you can actually pour it out on your surface and knead it really well. Put some flour there and knead it. And once you knead that, and you're going to let it rise for about an hour until it doubles in size. And this is what it's going to look like once it's doubled in size. It's going to be nice and round and fluffy. And then you're going to punch it down and let that set for about 10 minutes. After that's set for 10 minutes, you're going to go ahead and divide this into 3 quarters, or 3 sections, I should say.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take that down, Mars. And you're going to let that roll around and get all the air bubbles out. It's nice and warm. You're going to spray you a pan.
It looks great.
This will make actually 3 loaves of bread, this batch will.
It looks
You're
great.
going to put that back in your bread pan, cover it up, and you're going to let that rise till it doubles in size again for about another 45 minutes to an hour. And set that over to the side, probably in a warm place if you have it. Sometimes people like to put it on top of their refrigerator.
Right.
Or they like to put it on top of the dryer sometimes too, if your house is kind of drafty.
Kind of what it looks like when it's all finished. Isn't that beautiful?
That is very, very pretty.
Just beautiful.
Let's go ahead and sample that. I like to put fresh melted butter on top of it too. As soon as
right when it comes out of the oven.
It's kind of warm still.
That's beautiful.
Let's go ahead and cut this and see what it looks like on the
Okay.
inside. Our neighbors are here today.
Aww.
Richard and Laura Valdez. Why don't you guys come over here and join us?
Hey. Hi, guys.
Come on over.
How you doing?
Richard is a massage therapist. Come on over here close to us.
Ooh,
And Miss
that looks
Laura,
yummy.
she's a nurse.
I am.
And so they have
That
really
looks beautiful.
interesting
It looks
careers.
Great.
You guys can taste this for us if you don't mind.
Oh, well, if we're forced to.
There you go. Now this is really good with some fresh honey.
Oh,
or
it
some
is,
fresh
yep.
preserves if you have some. I should have grabbed some out.
Right.
You guys like that?
That's
Yes, thank you. Can we get love to go?
You sure can. We sell them to go as well.
Yeah, we sure do.
Thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you all around.
All right.
Well, there you have it, folks. Our homemade whole wheat bread here at MarcyJo's, where we're changing lives.
One bite at a time.
Y'all come on in, sit wherever you want.